Alright, what's good, folks? Welcome back. This is Dark J19, yo. And I believe this is what if Deku was Jin Kazuma reincarnation, part 1. Alright, just to make this clear, this would not follow the Jin storyline at all. No other characters from Tekken will be in here, because, I don't care for that at all. So, yeah. I think that's all. Okay, we can start this story as we have All For One, the point of view of All For One, who has just finished his little fight with All Might, I guess. And he's all fucked up. And I'm gonna say that he's kind of a bit worried about his future, especially how One For All gets stronger as it passes from user to user, and at this point he pretty much almost died against All Might. So yeah, he's been searching for certain things, mainly a woman who has a quirk to tell certain fortunes. Not like what's that fool name, Night Eye, I guess, All Might's friend, who can see the future. But yeah, I'm just making up some woman. I'm just making up some shit. This is not in the manga, I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, as All For One sits in his little chair or whatever the fuck, his villain's friends finally bring in the package that he's been wanting, as they finally sit a woman down and in a chair right in front of All For One, as All For One says, finally you're here. As a woman says, All For One, my quirk has told me that I'd finally meet you, but I didn't think you'd be this injured. As she looks at All For One's fucked up face, because he's pretty much blind, right? Or he can probably still see, I don't know, but his face is all fucked up. And the fortune lady's like, I would assume that you only brought me here to tell you your future. That's All For One's like, yes, I wish to know whether my next fight with All Might or any of his users, will I end up being killed? As the lady just nods, and and I don't know why you're probably saying, why would this random ass lady just All For One to do as a villain? And it's just like, who cares? She has no choice. She already knows that if she don't, she might get killed. So at this point, who cares? And All For One won't steal her quirk because I said so. So yeah, as the lady lose her quirk or whatever, she looks to All For One saying, yes, I can see your next fight. All Might, he will not be the one to defeat you, All For One, but actually, from what I'm seeing, you will be defeated by the devil himself. As the thugs with who are with All For One kind of freak out a little bit, and as All For One, he just thinks on this. The devil himself, as he don't think it's like the literal devil, but he is thinking about a certain little village that he heard folk tales about. You know, a certain little village that has that, you know, every hundred of years or whatever, a certain child is born there that has a power that resembles, you know, the devil itself. But, you know, Jin's power is not really the devil. Or it's not, I don't know what you would call it. It's demon-like, so I don't know, it's badass, but whatever. But yeah, as All For One thinks on this, he knows what he must do. And so, at this point, he decides to make a decision to... Oh, fuck. Hang on, you guys. Sorry about that, you guys. I was being called, but yeah, you already know this thing. All For One knows of a certain village that holds the devil itself, and he plans on changing his fate. But you know, you already know what happens when folks change their fate. They only end up sealing it. You know what I'm saying? Weird prophecy shit. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening with All For One as we go to that village, which is on the outskirts of Japan, like away from the city with All Might and the other heroes and, you know, whatever. As we go to a, you know, small little house with a young Izuku Kazuma, who is right now punching trees at the back of his home. So yeah, Izuku is not related to Inko, and the parents are not, like I said, there's no other Tekken characters that's gonna be in here, so the parents are not gonna, they don't really matter. Deku has parents, but you know, not for long. But that's besides the point. As you know, Deku as Deku is training, punching trees and whatnot, he's pretty much, you know, punching through these joints. It's not like on some Rock Lee joint, like he's literally punching through these trees. Dead trees, of course. As this village that young Izuku lives in, it's a small village with very few people, as it only holds, like, you know, a few hundred good folks. Since you know, this village is on the outskirts of the city, they don't really know much about heroes. They know heroes exist and all, but they don't really care for them. So yeah, that means, like, the quirks that they have, they're not in, they don't have the mind process of their quirks being, oh, your quirk pretty much seals your fate of what you'll be in the future, you know, or your quirk is a hero quirk or a villain quirk, you know what I'm saying? They don't abuse their quirk. They don't set quirks on a pedestal, you know? Hell. So yeah, quirks isn't really everything to them. Hell, they even treat quirkless people well. They don't, put them down or anything like that, because these are good folks. So yeah. We go back to, Deku, as he was not with a quirk. He is quirkless. Yet for some reason he possessed crazy amounts of strength and power. Crazy amount of strength and power, as it's something his parents noticed when he was young, as he's able to lift certain things no small child can do. And right now, as a 10-year-old child, he's straight up punching trees in half, and the kids that live in his village, they treat him well, and they like the fact that Deku has this crazy amounts of strength, as he's able to help the adults with their work life and all. Lifting heavy stuff that even most of the grown adults can't lift. And, hunting animals with them and all. As it's pretty much a good life for Deku. A good life for Deku. And since the village don't really know much about heroes, Deku is not really a big fan of All Might, since he doesn't really know him. They all know heroes exist, they just don't, care who they are, So yeah, this village pretty much keeps to themselves, and they're good. And so yeah, that's just how Deku has been growing up. Not sure how come he don't really have a quirk, but not really caring that much about it, because it feels that he possess something in him, like something crazy, as he would be getting older, and he would develop certain fighting skills that most of the other adults don't really have. As let's just say that as he grew older, his lust for battle has been developing, you know what I'm saying? His lust for battle and his skills and strength that he has, perfected. So yeah, it's just how it is. Deku's life is kind of perfect at this point. Way better than what Ken and Izuku has to deal with. But we already know how these what if goes. Not everything's gonna be perfect. Something tragic has to happen. So yeah, let's just say one night during the Deku's time in the village, his mother, who is not Inko, asked her son to, get some fresh water down from the river, far from the village they live in. As Deku, who, doesn't really smile, he pretty much has this kind of, if y'all know Jin Kazuma, that's pretty much Deku's personality. Of course, he loves his parents. He's just, not gonna show it. But yeah, as Deku would take the bucket and head straight to the river. As he would often think on things while he walks there. As over the years, Deku be having certain dreams and bit of nightmares as a man who kind of looks like him is fighting another man who also kind of looks like him but a bit older. As these dreams would often play out in Deku's head, often as he would watch these two grown folks fight and pretty much learn from them. As Deku would wander on this, Deku would just often think on this as he finally reaches the river to get his fresh pail of water for his mother. But while Deku is getting the water, he hears rumbles in the bushes as he looks behind, kind of squinting his eyes a little bit as he looks straight at a certain bush that seems to be moving more than the others. As Deku stares at it for a while, as 5 random ass thugs or villains just jump out of the bush, landing right in front of Deku. As Deku gets up, dropping the bucket, saying, "Who the hell are you guys?" As the 5 thugs just stare at Deku, kind of laughing and kind of chuckling to themselves, as one of them runs straight at Deku, ready to knock his punch him with his let's say this villain has a super strength quirk, as it swings on Deku, but Deku clearly ducks easily, and then boom, right hook to the stomach as that villain was pretty much knocked out with one punch. As the other 5 thugs see this, the other 4 thugs see this, they get pissed as all of them charge Deku. As one shoots a fireball at Deku, he easily dodges it, boom, uppercut. One tries to sneak from behind, Nob sweeps his legs, and then palms him into a tree, knocking that one out. As let's say a bigger one who has bulk to his physique actually gets a hit on Deku, kind of sending him flying as Deku crashes into a few trees. As the guy, kind of charges in like a bull, at Deku. As our boy Deku finally gets up, stands there, clutches his fist, and focusing his energy as red, little lightning bolts. Because if y'all played any of the Tekken games, y'all see how Jin fights. Sometimes red electricity would pulsate out of his arms as he attacks. So yeah, that's pretty much what Deku's doing, as Deku focuses his strength into his fist as the villain gets closer and closer, and when he's right in front of Deku, before he can even attack, Deku comes swinging with that right hook, boom, straight into the thug's face, sending him flying as that big thug hits the last thug, crashing into a bunch of trees and then knocking them fools out. As Deku And finally, Deku getting his bearings, he would look upon these thugs as he would see their clothing and says, "These are city folk. The hell are they doing down here?" As boom, 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 a bunch of explosions. As he would see as he would see the explosions, his eyes would grow wide, because that's in the direction of his village, you know. As Deku would book it back to his village, as you know, it would take a while because he's really far. As he's just thinking, please be okay. He's thinking about his parents, his friends, and all. He's just like hoping, like, please be okay. As, let's say, like, I don't know, like 20-30 minutes later, Deku would finally return to his village. As he would kind of see, I'd hate to do it to him, but he would see that, you know, everyone's dead. His friends, his family, all of them are dead. As a bunch of villains would be leaving, because All for One wanted you know, something quick, get in, get out, find every living person there, and just, you know, straight up wreck the city. And since Deku was outside the village, they pretty much send a few folks after him, thinking that he's gonna die. So yeah, this wasn't, you know, like drawn out. They just went in, straight up destroyed everything, full power, and then they are finally, you know, getting out. As Deku would see all this destruction and just be absolutely livid. As a villain who wasn't, you know, paying much attention would be Grabku, as the rest of the other villains would have already left through the portal that, what that fool's name, Kuraguri, that's his name. Yeah, they would have already left through that portal. As, you know, the one villain would be held by Deku, as our boy would look the fool straight into his eyes, saying, "What the hell is going on here? Who are you people? And why would you attack my village?" As, you know, the villain would just, you know, kind of boast and kind of laugh at Deku's face, saying that our leader, All for One, sent us here to burn down this filthy village of yours. As he would be saying this because he think he's about to win, because as he would be, you know, slowly pulling out a knife out of Deku's view. He told us, as the villain's like, he told us that this village, it has the devil in it. So honestly, we were doing the world a favor to destroy freaks like you. As the man's knife would be going straight to Deku's neck. But our boy clearly blocks it easily, as this kind of shocks the villain. And Deku, hearing that this All for One guy is the reason why all of his family and friends are gone. And yeah, I know I'm kind of rushing through this because, you know, I didn't want him to stay in this village part for too long. I wanted to move on. So yeah, Deku hearing that this all-for-one fool took everything away from him, would be extremely pissed, as a purple aura would start to surround Izuku as he grabs the villain's head and straight up crushes it, crushes it, with full strength, because Deku, he ain't having it. As the blood kind of gushed out a little, not a little, gushed out a lot. He blew the dude's, he crushed the guy's head in. As Deku's blood would get all over Deku's hand and all, as Deku would, look at his hands and then clench it. Like it says, so this all for one is the reason why this happened. That bastard took everything away from me. So now I'm gonna take everything away from him. As Deku would gather most of his things that's left from his burning house, as he would see the corpses of his parents, which only fuel his quest for revenge, as my boy makes his way through the forest, as he looks back upon his village once more. Then he makes it to the city. Well, he didn't make it to the city. He makes his way to the city, since he sees most of the thugs' clothing, and it's, kind of city clothing. So yeah, he decides to, head there. I don't know, I'm sorry. Hang on. Alright, sorry. But yeah. Let's do like a little time skip to the beginning of the anime, as we see, or not see, well yeah, as we see a red-eyed, dark-skinned girl sitting in class waiting for school to be over so she can make it to her, her dojo that she trains at. And y'all should probably already know that this, dark-skinned girl is Mirako. I think that's how you pronounce her name. As I kind of aged her down a bit, as she's pretty much the same age as Deku was in canon. And she pretty much took the spot of canon Deku. So she's in the same school as Bakugo. As Mirako, let's talk about Mirako. As in her younger life, she was, kind of shy and all, as her powers would have finally came in, or her quirk, as people would be, as some folks would kind of make fun of her quirk, saying that it's not gonna mean, it's pretty useless, honestly. It's a, bunny quirk. What the hell is that gonna do for, being a hero and all? So yeah, even though this would kind of, bring her down a bit, it would never, completely, stop her from her dream on being a hero. So she can, she wants to be pretty much, number one, just like her hero Nana Shimura. Because I have, seen like these little fan comics that I don't know if maybe it did happen in the manga, but I haven't seen these little fan comics that a young, little girl Mirako has met Nana Shimura, or seen Nana Shimura on TV and has been inspired by her, which made her work out and all, as I don't know. Shit. But yeah, it's pretty much what All Might was to Deku, Nana Shimura was to Mirako. And she was pretty much devastated when All For One killed her. Or do they even know that? Do they just know that Nana Shimura died, or do everyone know that All For One killed her? I don't know. Let me just say that they know that a villain killed her. So yeah, that was kind of devastating for Mirako. So yeah, as over the years, over the years that she would be. I'm so sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. Her death inspired her to become strong and not allow what other people say about you to, bring it down. Mirako wants to be a hero, and no one's gonna stop her. That's pretty much her mindset. So, right now, yeah, 50. It's pretty much how, Mirako looks like. Well, she's like, I don't know, around like 15 or something. I don't care. I mean, it's anime. Fucking 14, somehow Ichigo looking like a grown-ass man is somehow 14, bro. So, don't question me. I don't care. So, yeah. As Mirako sitting in class, everybody talking, the teacher would finally come in with a bunch of papers saying that, oh, y'all need to think about your futures and all that crap, but we already know that. As he throws up the paper saying, nah, just kidding, I know y'all want to be heroes. As everybody would, kind of cheer. Bako be in his chair with his feet kicked up or whatever the fuck, and Mirako would just be, kind of tapping her feet, waiting for school to be over, because she needs to head to her dojo, because something big is happening there. As the teacher will pull out the paper. Well, no, not the teacher. Bago would, will have his same little speech on saying, don't lump me up with these losers. Teach. I'm the only one who's gonna be qualified to be a top tier heroes. These guys will be lucky enough to be sidekicks or whatever. As everybody would be irritated. Mirako could care less about what Bakugo says. As the teacher would be like, oh yeah, I see on the paper that you plan on going to UA. As Bakugo's like, yeah, that's right, I'm going to UA, and I'm going to be the top tier hero. As the teacher would be like, oh, Miss Mirako, you plan on going to UA also. As Bakugo would, look at her, and kind of the whole class would kind of look at her, and they would kind of start laughing at all, until Mirako thumps her feet like most bunnies do. Bunnies like kind of thumps their feet. So yeah, Mirko gonna kind of thump her feet and crack the ground as this was kind of shut everyone up. Besides Bakugo, he says, "Do you really think a bunny quirk would actually be useful? Useful? Please, Mirko, don't even try. Don't even try. And you'll just be wasting everyone's time. You'll never be a hero. You should know that from the beginning when you saw your quirk." As Bakugo would just, would kind of just stare at Mirko. Mirko would just ignore him. It's like, keep talking, Bakugo. Keep talking, Bakugo, and you'll end up infirmary again. As Mirko and Bakugo, they would often have fights over the years, and Mirko would always come out on top, which always really pisses off Bakugo. And yet Bakugo, he actually has like a major crush on Mirko. He just doesn't know how to show it. But it's gonna suck for him because this ain't his what if. So we already know who Mirko is gonna go to. Bakugo, hearing that little comment about being in the infirmary, would kind of just shut up as class would go on until it's finally finished, as Mirko would finally gather up her things and just to her dojo, as she's just speeding through the streets using her quirk. She don't give a fuck, bro. She don't give a fuck. As she's like thinking in her head, like, finally it's happening. As let's say 20 minutes later, she would finally make it to her dojo with a bunch of other students there, and she would see her master or whatever. I'm not gonna give him a name because he's not really gonna be important. As Mirko, seeing her master, saying, Is it true? Are they actually coming to our dojo?" As the master would say, "Calm down, Mirko. You just came from running. You just came from running, and you're breathing heavily." As Mirko's like, "Sorry." As she inhales and breathes out, saying, "It's like I said, are they actually coming to our dojo?" As the master's like, "Yes, Black Rabbit. They'll be coming to our dojo, and I'm sure they would want to face the strongest. So you'll be facing a Mirko." As Mirko would be really excited, really excited, as they would kind of wait until a young 15-year-old boy enters the dojo. As we should already know, it's our boy Izuku. As he pretty much looks like how you see. He pretty much looks how you see in the picture. As he finally steps into the dojo, saying, "I demand to face the strongest." So yeah, let me tell you what has been going on with Izuku. So yeah, after he left his village around 10, his burning village around 10, he decided to travel through Japan, through the city of Japan, training and fighting the most powerful dungeons. I mean, dojos. As Deku wished to not only learn from all them, but defeat them, as he wants to be unstoppable before he faces a All For One. And he also been trying to find someone who can help him with his powers, because he knows that it's not really a quirk, but he doesn't know how to completely use it, So yeah, that's pretty much how Deku's been doing what Deku's been doing for over 5 years. And over those 5 years fighting in all those dojos, Deku has remained undefeated, and you should know that other dojos, these rumors of a young man defeating the most dojos out there, those rumors would kind of spread. So yeah, Deku's kind of been a legend to all those who practice martial arts and all. So yeah, Deku demanding to face the strongest, Mirko would step up, saying, "I think that's me," as she, pounds her fists together, trying to intimidate young Izuku a bit, but you already see the face he's giving her. She's giving her, as this, would kind of irritate Mirko, because she thinks that this guy is full of himself, but that's not the case. As their battle would start, as Mirko would kind of charge forward full speed, as Deku would easily dodge one of her kicks, which surprised everyone, because Mirko is extremely fast, and most of the folks that she faced, even her master, was never able to dodge her kicks, as she would attack Deku with a flurry of kicks, as he easily dodged all of them, and then he would swing in with his own punches, and Mirko kind of dodged those easily, as they would pretty much go back and forth, fifth contact, parries and all. Mirko would try to sweep Deku's leg, but he would easily jump over it, grab her hair, kind of throw her across the dojo, as she would get her balance, catching herself off a wall, and then bouncing off of it, as she would go in with a right hook to Deku's face, but he would easily dodge that joint. He's like, Ultra Instinct that. It's like Ultra Instinct dodge, just so whoosh, easily dodging that, and then kneeing her in the stomach a little, catching her off guard, as Deku would grab her mid-air, slam her to the ground, and then kind of throw her up, kind of hit the roof, and then as she falls down, Deku, while she was still in midair, would hit Mirko with the all famous flurry punches that Jin always does. That boom, that right hook, left hook in her, kind of in her stomach and chest or whatever. And then boom, one final punch that would kind of send her flying as she would kind of slide on the ground, defeated. As everyone seeing this would be shocked and just in awe of Deku. As Mirko has, she's never felt anything like this. This is the first time she's ever been defeated. And this kind of excites her. Because now she feels that she has a goal to reach. Because her original goal was to finally reach Nana Shimura, but she's dead. But now, being defeated by our boy Izuku, she feels that she finally has another goal. As Deku, a little unimpressed by this dojo's strength, would kind of make his way out of it. As Mirko would kind of struggle to get up a bit, as she would book it to the entrance of her dojo and then, kind of jump right in front of Deku. As Deku's like, I believe I've won. What are you? So get out of my way. As Mirko be like, wait, what is your goal in all this? Why are you fighting all these dojos, these dojos, and just leaving all of a sudden? As Deku would, kind of think on this and say that I'm on a mission to defeat someone, and I need to get stronger. And clearly, you weren't really much of a challenge. So I'm leaving to find another dojo. This would kind of tick Mirko off, and not wanting to lose such a powerful rival, would get in front of Deku and say, well, how about you go to UA with me? As Deku would give her a questionable face, as you could say. As Mirko's like, hear me out. Most likely at UA is the most popular hero school in Japan. And most likely we're gonna face the strongest. They're gonna face the strongest villains out there. Those who don't hold back and will want to kill you. A true challenge, Isn't that something you're interested in? As Deku would think on this, and even though he could care less about being a hero, he could see that his little journey isn't really getting him any closer to his goal. As he would ponder on this, saying, you sure? You sure these folks can actually give me a challenge? As Mirko with that huge smile, saying, of course. It is the number one hero school after all. were most likely going to be targeted by the most powerful villains out there. And Deku, hearing this, would be thinking, all for one, he could be there. He could target that school one day, and I could finally have my revenge. So, yeah, Deku would, look upon Mirko and says, fine, I guess I'll stay and go to this hero school with you. As Mirko, excited, would kind of, grab Deku's arm and, pull him towards Deku, confused and all, not expecting all this, physical contact or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna say for the next 10 months, Mirko has kinda forced a friendship / rivalry upon Deku, as they would often train together, as most of the male students in the dojo would kind of be pretty jealous of our boy, because even though they knew Mirko a hell of a lot longer than Izuku, somehow he's able to get all of her attention. And not just her attention, most of the female students are liking the look of our boy too. Would kind of cause problems between Deku and some male students. Some of them, would try to, kind of bully Deku, but they don't really stand a chance, as they would always get their asses whooped. It's kind of like, the Sasuke treatment, getting all these chicks and all, but not really caring much about him. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the goal to kill all for one. That's it. Though he's not, an asshole. He's not emo and brooding. I mean, he's brooding, but he's not emo. He's on some Batman shit. Batman, he's brooding, but he's not emo. Even though he wears all that black, he's not an emo. You know what I'm saying? He can have friendships. And hell, Batman's not really a vengeful type. If he was, Joker and most of the other villains in Gotham would be dead. So yeah, that's pretty much how Deku is. And Mirko, over these 10 months, would see Deku as, more than just a rival. As I already said, she has forced a friendship upon Izuku, as they would often always be together. Training and all, talking, just hanging out. Mirko has no idea why she wants to keep on hanging out with Deku, but the master, who is growing and all, he knows what this is. He knows what Mirko sees in young Izuku. But that's besides the point. We don't care about all that crap. We don't care about all that crap, fucking backstories and all. Let's get to the real shit. Let's go to the entrance exam. As you know, our boy Deku, who would, you know, get the directions of the exam to the, you know, of UA, would actually get there a bit earlier than Mirko, as he would be walking towards the buildings, you know, stone faced and all, getting the stares from, you know, most of the female students, because our boy, you know what I'm saying, he's shredded. You know, he got muscles upon muscles, you know what I'm saying? And his clothing, it doesn't hide it. It does not hide it. Well, his school uniform clothing, he's not really wearing this right now. His school uniform does not hide it at all. So yeah, he would not trip or anything like that, so he's not gonna meet Ochako. But he does bump into someone, and that's, you know, Bakugo. As Bakugo, irritated, watch it, you random nerd. What the hell you think you're doing, bumping into me, Bakugo? As Deku would, you know, ignore this random blonde because he has no idea who he is. As Bakugo would be pissed, thinking that this guy, seeing that this guy thinks that he's above him, you know, because he's not talking to him. As Bakugo would, you know, grab Deku's collar shirt, saying, "Hey, I'm talking to you, you damn extra. I said, why the hell did you bump into me?" And Deku, looking straight into Bakugo's eyes, would easily swipe Bakugo's arm away from him, and then, you know, kind of palming him into his chest, kind of sending him flying. As Bakugo would get up, pissed off, looking at Deku. It's like, you damn extra. But he would kind of be cut off as he would see two arms kind of wrap around Deku, as the person's arm, the person who wraps, kind of giving Deku a back hug, would come around and bite Deku's ear, saying, you're just gonna leave me?" As Bakugo would see that it is Mirko biting Izuku's ear. As Deku's like, "I was not going to wait for you to finish dressing up, so I decided to leave early." As Bakugo would get up saying, "Mirko?" As Mirko would look towards Bakugo saying, "Oh, Bakugo. Well, I expected you'd be here." As Bakugo like, "Who the hell is that?" He's like, "Oh, this boy right here who left me at my dojo is Izuku Kazuma. He's a good friend of mine. We train together and all. As Bakugo hearing this would be, a little jealous of Izuku, as somehow he's able to get Miruko's attention. But, he can't really do anything about it right now because the announcements says that, the doors will soon be closing, so you best get in here. As all of them would, finally reach to the building or whatever. So yeah, pretty much we already know how it goes. The writing test, whatever crap. President Mike explains it and all, and they take it. Deku doesn't really get first. I think that still goes to Momo or whatever. I don't know, but Deku's been 5 years into the forest, and not 5 years into the forest. He's been 5 years of only fighting a bunch of dojos and 10 months of training with Miruko. Of course, they had a bit of studying here and there, but not much. So yeah, Deku does not get first place on the writing test, but he does well. Miruko does well too. So yeah, as they would go to the next part where President Mike is explaining the robots and all. As during that time, Miruko would be speaking to Deku, saying that I bet I could destroy a hell of a lot more robots than you, Izuku. As Izuku would just look at Miruko saying, I doubt it. You can barely defeat me. So I'm sure I'll be taking on a hell of a lot more robots. As during their little talk, Bakugo would just be staring at them, just saying, how the hell did this random extra who just came out of nowhere is able to get Miruko's attention like that? This is bull. And while those two are talking, we already know fucking Glasses over here, Ida, would just get up and start complaining, saying that you two, you there with the jet black hair. As Deku just kind of look towards Ida. It's like, could you please tell your talkative girlfriend to keep her mouth shut? We're trying to learn about these robots here. As Miruko would be like, huh? I'm sorry, you want to say that again? As she would, kind of get up, staring at Ida. As President Mike would be like, whoa, kids. This is not the time. Save your energy for the robots. As Deku would look upon saying, Deku would be like, Miruko, it's fine. Don't worry about it. As Miruko would be like, whatever. And I'm not his girlfriend. We're just friends. So mind your own business, Glasses. As Ida will be, a little irritated, but sit down also, as President Mike would explain the rest about the robots and the points and all that crap. So yeah, we get to that point where they're at the door or whatever place. Deku is actually in front of the door, where Ochako's at, and Mirko, seeing him there, would try to make her way towards her friend until someone gets in the way. As we already know, it's Ida. And Ida's like, "You're trying to distract him, are you?" As Mirko's like, "What the hell you talk about?" Look at him. He's trying to concentrate, and he doesn't need someone like you to distract him. As Mirko's like, "Someone like me? The hell you talking about?" As Ida's like, "Well, look at you. You're clearly a delinquent. With the outfit you're wearing, you're not wearing the proper uniform. What you're wearing is way too revealing. Clearly a delinquent, and he doesn't need someone like you to be confusing him." As Mirko, tired of Ida's crap, would just push him away as she would make his way towards Deku. And before Ida could, grab her again, she would, turn around and give our boy a roundhouse kick. A roundhouse kick to his face, setting him flying, not trying to have any of his bullshit. Everyone's seen that. Kind of freak out a little bit. Deku, not really caring what's happening behind him, would just keep on staring at the door, while a brown-haired girl is kind of glancing at Deku, blushing and all. As during that time, the robot test would finally begin, as the doors would open and Deku would just book it. Miracle following right behind as one student is like, "Hey, you're cheating. As President Mike is like, what the hell do you mean? They're the ones who have the right mind. Hero work shouldn't. There ain't no 3, 2, 1s and no hero work. Y'all best get going before they take all the robots." As they would see that Mirko, who's easily kicking through these metal robots, and Izuku just punching through like 3 robots, straight up ripping them in half. As folks shocked seeing this would go out and get their robots to fight. As Deku, he would be jumping around and all, punching left hook, right hook and all, giving a roundhouse kick to a robot, and one robot coming in from the left and all, as Deku would dodge its hit, as red electricity would be sparking from his hand, and then boom, one hit, cutting that robot straight in half, bro, just destroying these fools. Mirko doing her own thing, wrecking these robots. As the heroes, they would be really impressed with these two, as they would kind of want to know more, as Nezu and them would kind of would bring up information about Mirko and all, and her quirk, and most of the heroes would think, a bunny quirk would kind of be useless and all, but they see how she's able to use it with her amazing speed and strength. So, they can't really call it useless, but they are questioning Izuku, because Izuku in their heads, because they have no information on him, like none at all. And All Might hearing this, seeing that a boy with no information on him, and that his powers seem so powerful, seem so strong, he's just thinking, all for one. He's just thinking all for one. But that's Deku. That's All Might. As Nezu, seeing that these two are pretty much at the top, would finally push the big red button, as Deku, wrecking these robots, would see a whole bunch of people fleeing the other way. As he wonders on this, as he looks there, as he sees a huge robot, fucking zero pointer. His Deku's like, oh, finally, a challenge. As Deku would run straight to the zero pointer, as it would kind of swing down on Deku, as Deku easily dodge it, and the folks who are running are just calling this guy an idiot for trying to face the zero pointer, saying that he's just gonna get himself killed. And Mirko, she wouldn't want to get in Deku's way with this zero pointer, just let him have his fun, as she just watches alongside everyone else, as Deku would punch a hole through the zero pointer's arm, as he's just going around punching everywhere and all. As I'm gonna say Mirko would notice that Ochako is actually stuck under the rubble where the zero pointer fight is. So she would book it towards Ochako, picking up the rock, picking up all the rubble and all, and then trying to get her out of there. But as that happens, the zero pointer would kind of step around where Mirko and Ochako is at, and that shockwave from the step would kind of send both of them flying a bit. And then Deku, seeing that, would kind of get irritated. Seeing that his only friend is about to get hurt by this big ass robot. And with all that rage, purple energy would start to form around young Izuku, as he would bring in his fist and then punch the zero pointer's shoulder or whatever, kind of knocking its arm off, as the robot would tumble back a little bit, and as Deku staring at the bot with rage, something on its forehead would kind of split, as an eye would kind of poke out a little bit, and then shoot a huge beam, like a fucking laser, at the zero pointer, slicing it in half, and blowing up as the eyeball thing would kind of go back inside Deku's head, and it would close as everyone's seeing what. Am I being called? I think somebody's calling me. But everyone's seeing that would be shocked and just in awe of what Deku just did. But I think sorry, I'm being called, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. Leave that there. I know it was a bit rushed, but whatever. But yeah, thank you, good folks, for listening to all this. And bye.